come home, I'm looking at ESPN. All the lights turn dim, the TV turns off, and I thought my kids were playing a trick on me. I look up, and there's nobody there. When I turned around, there were these two beings right there. And, man, hold on.
Whoa.
Sorry. And they had the big almond eyes like you see on TV. I swear they did. I felt like my brain was shaking in my skull to the point where it started hurting, and I started screaming, but no sound was coming out. A few seconds later, it stops. They don't walk like a person. They kind of dangle, and they went right through the wall, and then boom, the TV comes back, the lights come back to normal color. It was just traumatic for everybody. I basically lost my whole family over this. I kept hearing this voice in my head over and over again. Finally, the next day I got so tired of this, I couldn't stop this noise, this phrase. So I go to my computer. First thing popped up was .org, and I almost fell out of my chair.
This is Feed Your Mind, and so Billy Carson has been gaining a lot of popularity lately, and so he recently was on this interview describing his alleged alien encounter. And if you listen to his testimony, it sounds a lot like a paranormal experience. And that sounds a lot like many alien encounters, because I've looked into several testimonies and they all kind of sound like demonic encounters. So I did a lot of studies on this, and I've made several videos on this before, so check out my alien playlist when you get a chance. So basically, yeah, it sounds like it's possibly demonic possession where they are the only ones witnessing this stuff. But then when you look into the abductions and stuff like that, then it seems like, okay, there might be a physical aspect to this. So there could possibly be fallen ones down here with us, and they might not just all be spiritual and demonic possessions, but some of these might be actual physical encounters, because we've heard of the Nephilim, where the fallen ones were able to generate humanoid beings by mating with humans. So there could be some type of remains or remnants of the Nephilim still around, and maybe that's what some of these physical abductions are. So it's interesting when you look more into his information, though, because that means you can't just dismiss it all. It means that there could be something to it, because I'm sure a lot of you out there do believe in the spiritual and supernatural world. So if there's a connection there also with Aleister Crowley, and he had an encounter with an alien type being, which was actually a demon. So it looks like there is something to this stuff. And it gets interesting when Billy Carson describes his research on this subject, because, well, first of all, he did say that these aliens look a lot like what the movies has been showing us. So the movies show these weird looking creatures with these bug eyes and weird looking skin and stuff. So that's kind of what Billy Carson was describing. Is basically he's saying the movies must know something, because what they're showing us is actually what they look like, according to him. And so when Billy Carson goes into his details about the history of these beings, he traces it back to Sumeria and even Egypt and places like that. He's saying these beings like Thoth and other ancient mythical deities are probably connected to this so-called alien agenda. So to me, I don't really like calling them aliens, but I'm going to call them aliens in this video. I believe aliens is a scapegoat. That's what they want us to call them. You know, they want us to call them aliens because this is what atheists consider them, because atheists don't want to acknowledge the Bible. They don't want to acknowledge the fallen ones. They want to say these are aliens from outer space and from another galaxy or another planet, you know. So Billy Carson keeps talking about the Pleiades and these star systems where he thinks they come from. So basically, though, he's saying these so-called alien beings landed on Earth, and they could be traced back to ancient Sumeria and places like that, and they actually have been ruling the world. He even goes as far as to say that you can trace them back to Atlantis, and he's saying, like I said, they have a right to rule the world. That's what they feel, is that they're in control of humanity, and this is their place to rule us. So I could see some truth in that, where these fallen ones, they kind of, from my research, they kind of got jealous when the creator God made humans, and they felt like humans shouldn't have been able to inherit this earth. And it sounds like they want to be in charge of us, and that's probably why this system is set up the way it is, with us working all day. I'm sure there's much better options. Plus, even with the political systems, it seems like they want us to make it look like we're the ones picking these people in charge of us, but really, it's all kind of looking like they've been in charge for a long time. And Billy Carson goes on to link these fallen ones to the pyramids. And so, yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of information to be researched when it comes to this topic. So when you look into how Billy Carson is saying these aliens were involved in the mining of gold on this earth, that's when you can see how they were involved with the monetary system and the creation of it and the control of it, where now you have paper money, but they're saying it used to be backed by gold, but now that gold is not necessarily a part of the monetary system. So what's going on with their obsession with gold? I go into a deep research about gold on my Gold Is Not What You Were Told video. I might have to leave a link for that as well. It's on my Feature Mind channel. So yeah, anyways, so these aliens that Billy Carson thinks are coming from different planets, they're most likely interdimensional beings that come in and out of our reality, possibly kind of pretty much like from the spiritual world to the physical world, it sounds like. And like I said, there's probably some aspects of the Nephilims involved here, where there's physical beings as well, and they're not coming from planets. So Billy Carson has to figure this out, but I guess he's most likely an atheist who denies God, I suppose, or the Bible. So he probably doesn't want to go there when it comes to describing these aliens as demonic beings, but it sounds like that's what they are. And so Billy Carson also goes on to describe this technology where they can perhaps create matter out of light and sound. Now that sounds pretty interesting, because that sounds a lot like how this earth was created according to scripture, when God said, let there be light. And he was able to create a lot of, well, pretty much everything we see on this earth through vibrations and sound and speaking it into existence. So I found that pretty interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of parallels here where you can kind of link the stuff he's saying to biblical scripture and see some insight there. Also, Billy Carson goes in to talk about how there might be evidence of dinosaurs and stuff like that. And he also goes into the moon. And I'm going to get into a deep discussion about all this on my other channel. So make sure you subscribe to my main channel, Feed Your Mind. Links in the comment section and description box. This is Feed Your Mind 2 you're listening to. So make sure you subscribe to Feed Your Mind, because I'm going to do a part 2 there where we're going to get into even more details. You're not going to want to miss it. So anyways, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I'm going to leave some links, like I said, if you want to do more research with me on this subject. Check out my alien playlist. Plus, I'll probably leave my gold playlist. Or it's not a playlist. The gold video is just a standalone video. But anyways, I also leave links to my other channels, my social media, my Feed Your Mind store, my free email newsletters, and much more. If you would like to support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online. So I also have some giveaways in the comment section. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.